I hate coffee, everyone. I don't drink it. Yet here's coffee, because today is the day I gotta get shit done. Welcome to Zeos' second channel. If you made it here, it's probably because I announced on my main channel, which is the review channel. Look at that Cowboy Bebop art from the vinyl. That this is where you can find the video concerning the headphone wall and what's new in 2022. And I'm putting it here because I don't have enough videos time on the main channel to just waste it on this, since a lot of this hasn't changed from the 2021 videos. Zeos in the description will link the 2021 videos. This second channel, by the way, is basically my freeform channel where I can do anything I want. I could eat hot sauce, I could drink coffee, I can discuss topics that would just get downvoted or not watched on the main channel, including things like the review episodes, which usually got like half the views of a normal episode. And so, with that, I could do software reviews. Please check out my software reviews. I don't understand how people live without my insight on software. Just for years, I've been putting the whole world down. Anyway, so we're gonna put down my coffee. Burnt bitter bean water. Lots of sugar and milk, by the way. Just like the wolf from Pulp Fiction. Let's start discussing this and what's in it. Now, this is my Hero 10, new for 2022, or since everyone freaked out about the 4.3 shit. This camera now has a ND4 filter so that it can cope with the light. In fact, let me put on the Godox. There we go. Fill some light in. The desk obviously has been moved while I was straightening up. I guess we'll start here because this is the least focused on part of the Z Reviews storage unit facility. I don't know. We've got the head that I bought for, oh shit. I bought that head to be a headphone stand, and then Pasta bought a wig, and then we put sunglasses on it and a choker, and it's like, that's the best. HD560s, really? 560S, I'm sorry, they're the new ones. There was an original 560. And these sit here, and I never use them to like review headphone amps or anything because, and I should, because they're so fucking neutral, it almost hurts. I couldn't sell them because they're just, I understand their value, but I just never have the urge. I'm a very big pleasure guy. If something doesn't give me pleasure, I don't tend to do it. Like, let's go run a 5K up a mountain. Nah, I'm good, dog. We'll see you later. Some Mica MB42s back there. The single remaining Canto Ben. My original thing, the Prozor DAC that I was sent from UK by Golden, because he's like, you gotta hear how bad this DAC is. I'm kicking my heater. Here's the S6 stack. This is the SH6 and the SU6. One of the best IEM testing rigs, and I just have it sitting here with that extremely expensive DD Hi-Fi wire. I've got a couple Bluetooth units here, bigger ones, the X Duo, the Gold Death and Ray Honey, the other X Duo. So I'm gonna put this down here for now. The Super Tweeters, the tweeter array from my what the fuck did I call you? Not Doom Stacks. Whatever, those things. We've got the Swan setup here, the M50Ws. It's just like a 2.1. It's what I was using for my computer desk back in my old apartment. And it's an amazing setup for the price. And I don't have a reason to take it out. I've got the WA7 Fireflies, which I managed to convince Jacku to leave that here so I could pull it out for reviews, and I just haven't had a chance to do so. Also got to redo the anime waifus inside of it because they're not big enough. There's an old Fanatec base. So that's just basically like, I don't know what to call this. This is like the temporary, like I kind of want it to be in the video shop, but then again, it's also behind the rack, so you don't really see it. We'll ignore that. Moving on to the actual exciting headphone wall. Some stuff has ended up here. This is like the corner that you can't see because the rack's blocking it. The final UX 3000s, and I finally took these down. These are the HD669s. Still love them. They're still rocking these giant, I think, ZMF pads. Like, the pads cost way more than this headphone did. And I can't recommend them anymore because they don't exist. A lot of the problem with this wall, And I could rant here forever. There's no time limit on the second channel, by the way. Hello, if you're here and you see the length under this video, I don't know what it is. It could be 35 minutes, could be an hour and 22 minutes. You're here for Zeos, so you're not. But a lot of the headphones here that I have loved in the past are just not available anymore. In fact, I got an email from Takstar that was like, wait, we saw your video. We saw you tried to recommend a headphone, but you can't find our headphone. Guess what? It's on our site, and there's a Takstar website that still has these for exactly the same price. I recommend them at like $81. So I'd love to be able to recommend these. These are one of the most comfortable headphones. Look how I did that wire. That's professional right there. I really need to watch out with these blocks, though, because I do squish the pads. But there are some headphones here that I just don't take off the wall anymore to show you, simply because you can't buy them anymore. So why include them in a review unless you 7 years ago bought that particular pair of headphones, the fucking Alaras, Brainwavez Alaras, and we're like, oh, I love these headphones. How does that work? Like, no one cares about that. So a lot of them here are just because of looks. This set of what looks like Grado's, Modhouse, the makers of the Argons, actually sent this to me as one of his experimental test headphones, and it's very good. But when am I going to pull that out to tell you how it sounds, since I'm the only person on earth besides him that's ever heard them? So it's like, it's here to look good because it's next to other Grado looking things. So if we we'll work from left to right, because this is America, we read from that direction. Pioneer SCA 1000s. I'm just going to read the names. You could assume that like these things are old as fuck. I think I modified them. They had an attached cable and I removed the cable, or it just had an absurdly long cable. I forget what. I don't remember if I modified that or if that's the way it came. Anyway, yeah, I modified them with the pads, and for their price back in 2015 or 16 when I reviewed them, amazing. But now we're just going to go down the line. SHP 9500s, Phillips. We've got the Monoprice 560s. Monolith M560s. Again, a headphone that I probably wouldn't recommend right now. It's missing the wooden covers for the back, but they special place in my heart. Standard T50RPs, Fostex T50RPs, Beyerdynamic Tigers, Fidelio X2HRs with the Deconi pads, because those are important. Here's a new one. Here's a new addition to the wall. Sivga SV021s in the brown. I like them in the brown. We've got Blon B20s, which are a planar that was based off the Sivga Phoenix. No, not the Sivga Phoenix, off the Sennheiser. I get them all confused. So this is like just a revision. I could probably sell these. Like, I don't use them, and I have another revision here of that same driver. So it's like, which one do I like more? I like that one more because it's in the lower shot. I don't know, but they're here. We could probably discuss the VRM 1s in this particular video on this channel. VRM 1 is a Ukrainian headphone, but the creator has come under some quite severe American History X scrutiny, and this is even painted in a custom color that I sent him, and he had a Z Reviews logo for the sides, never put it on, and it was like, I just changed the sound too bad. And I don't hate them for their sound, but it's very rough to try to talk about a Ukrainian-made headphone that you don't want to recommend. But, you know, you guys can find the website, do your own research, figure out what you want to do. All right? I don't want to take sides on that. I can't get too political on this channel, even on the second channel. We have got the Auteurs. These are the ZMF Auteurs. Another headphone I don't take down often enough. I actually just got back in contact with Zach and Bevan because I hadn't emailed them since like 2020? 2019, I don't know. I felt like we fell out of touch, and I love those guys. They do amazing work. Here's the Hifiman 5XX, because they deserve to be on a wall. I love these headphones, but I feel like they had like a 1 month period of like, everyone needs to have these, and then no one gives a shit anymore. If you have 5XX, say so in the comments. Anime girls. DT880 600 ohm. Probably the headphone I have to come here and take down off the wall the most. So I should probably move it to a more reasonable area, because these are some of the hardest headphones to drive. If you could drive 600 ohm 880s, you could drive almost anything. And it's a 1/4 inch. I haven't modified them yet. These unrecognizable motherfuckers with the Odyssey vegan pads, my only set, and these custom Zeos Pantera Monolith M1060c backs. I forget who made those. These are an extremely modified set of M1060Cs, which are supposed to be closed back, that are turned to open back, and then have these giant pads and still have the shitty headband. But I have an Odyssey headband thing that I could use. I'd never sell them. There's too much on them. It has my fucking name printed in the wood from the mod, so it's like, I can't. MMX 300s. Here's another headphone that I love to recommend it, but at the same time, you're getting a gaming headset. If you look at the other side, you've got a microphone that's gonna live on your headphones forever. How can I, as an audiophile person, recommend a headphone that has a mic permanently attached? I do anyway. Also, the wire is a real shit show. I think there's been one, it's a 5-pin. It's a 5-pole, not a 4-pole, not a balanced 4-pole, 5-pole, because the microphone's on there too. And so you can't really change the wire. So you have to have a gaming headset with a gaming headset wire with a box in the middle of it. It's like, I love to recommend these to people. But I still do. You got to give them the warning. It's like, okay, you could have this, but also blah, 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 blah. K712s, AKGs. Fucking amazing. These were like the gaming king god set. And then the 7XX came out, the drop version of them, a lot of drop versions that we'll actually get to. I always say drop hasn't made a bad tuned headphone. There's been one or two at the very start, but K712s are like $350 and 7XXs were like $212. So of course you were going to buy that, not this. But this one has got orange, so I kept it. Brainwavez Alara. Planar, heavy. It's like a ripoff or a rebrand of another headphone that was like $700, and these were like $400. I reviewed that headphone. I don't remember the name of it. Someone will say so in the comments. But yeah, the Alara was like the first affordable-ish planar that I really liked the sound of. It was a little more laid back. This is all metal, by the way. This thing is a fucking beast as far as build goes. So it's like, I like these headphones. I'm not selling them. Sivga Phoenix. Definitely don't get enough play on my desk. Because, I mean, how many reviews can I pull out every single headphone? It's just, when I get to review an amp, I just sit down and I'm like, well, let me pull out headphones that at least you could still buy. You could still buy the Phoenix. I still recommend the Phoenix. And it still looks like the fucking Phoenix. It's beautiful. I gotta clean off this chrome. Maybe one day on a live stream I'll just come down and clean everything off. I bought these. These are the Grado GS1000s. A user sent them to me from Israel. He got them in Brooklyn. And then he sent them back to America, where I'm like, hey, are you selling these? How much? 500? Okay, sold. Because even though they're absolutely fucking useless on most things, and they are, because anything with a bass note, they just start distorting. You have to play them super quiet. But my God, I could just feel that Grado sound, that like perfect highs, just vocals. Don't put no low end, but everything else is just, mwah. Like I said, these are the Modhouse modified ones, which are like, they're better than the GS1000s. They do actual low end. I don't know how, considering they're the same pads and same design. But then again, also the Hemps are better and the same design, so we'll have to figure out that shit. These are, what the hell are you? These are the Yamaha HPH5s, and they've got massive pads in them as well. And I put them up here because these are the headphones that I said could replace the M40Xs, which are there. And the thing is, no one listened to me, no one bought them, and therefore they're just like, why? They're there to remind me that no matter how many times you tell somebody, hey, see those? Yeah, but these, they don't want to listen to you, because that video had more views on it. Monoprice Retros, modified to be balanced, and then the wire inside sort of got like fucked up because they had to solder inside this little fucking capsule. So big ass pads on there, and super bass monsters, just big bass fun, fuck you headphones, and I love them. And I don't take them down because I have to resolder that and they don't go in there. Just added to the wall today because they were sitting here on the shelf where I keep not the rejects, but like, I love these Bluetooth headphones, but I don't have a place to put them. They have these finals. The WGZ Blons, the 2014, I forget the model number, the B60s. Absolute fucking close-back unit, bass-wise. Like, these are solid. I'm going to be doing my game fidelity video shortly. Within the next month, I have to do it. I need to get the views back up. And that video is consistently the highest viewing video I have on my channel. These bass murder. We're also going to talk about the those that are bass murder. But I think I just love. There's so many good headphones now. Like, it used to be like one every 3 months was worthy of putting on a wall. Now it's like every other headphone is at least worthy of putting on my wall or gets the respect I want to give it. Taking off my vest. It's getting, when I talk, I get heated. My body temperature literally rises. Heat-seeking missiles come out. Down and over. These weird fucking Russian telecommunications looking headphones. These are gold planar 20s with different pads. I think these are HD25 Sennheiser pads from Yaxi. These are Yaxi pads, I think, and they take a little 2.5 millimeters, and they look they're planar, and they have like I put the nuggets on there, and these are just the weirdest looking motherfuckers if you're wearing them. They're kind of comfortable. Like, hold on, you gotta extend it all the way down. Yeah, they're kind of comfortable, especially with the pads, nice thick pads. But I mean, look at them. You don't have to be seen in public with them. And I don't think I'll get like more than $30 if I sell them in the yard sale, so I don't. That's another problem with the yard sales. Like, I pay for shipping, and most of it goes to America and the continent of the United States. So if I'm gonna make $0 and just not end up with something to put on my wall that's cool, I won't sell it in the yard sale. M60X Audio-Technica. Fucking was obsessed with these for like a solid 3-4 months. Used them to fly out on the plane out to Denver for the Rocky Mountain Audio Fest. Absolutely love them. They're very on-ear, so I was like, I don't recommend on-ears. Like KPH40s, which there's no KPH40s here. I may have to remedy that by talking about it constantly. But yeah, like on-ears, like who wants to be recommended on-ears that can be uncomfortable after an hour? I still love the way those sounded. B&O H6 in, what the fuck is the name of this color combination? Bronzed hazel. Very rare color combination. This was actually given to me. Someone sent me like 3 or 4 headphones to review. I reviewed all 3 or 4 of them, and I'm like, hey, you want me to send them back? Where do you want me to send them? He's like, you can keep those. I don't really need to use them. And they're one of my favorite, certainly one of the best looking headphones of all time, as far as like the leather and the machining of the slide. Like a smooth, it's still the smoothest fucking mechanism I've ever used in a headphone. It's like, that's fucking gorgeous. And the way that the wire has on both sides, but you can use either one because it's only a single 3.5 millimeter. And the pads, although they don't look like that, and it's closed to set. I love these fucking headphones. But you can't buy them. You can buy like the newest revision, which I'm not verifying as far as quality goes, and you can't get it in bronze hazel, which is obviously the prettiest one. I just swapped these here. These are the Bluetooth K361 AKGs. The regular K361s were here, and I put them on the shelf for yard sale items because I don't need 2, one a Bluetooth version, one a not Bluetooth version, because I'm going to use one that's probably going to be the Bluetooth version. So those stick around. Those are like equivalent to like the finals, like the best sounding Bluetooth headphone ever, and this is one of the more comfortable and just good sounding Bluetooth headphones ever. The One More Tridents or One More Triple Drivers, had these out for the pictures from merch. Merch, by the way. Merch is either here or coming. I don't know when this video is coming out. These things are heavy and they're uncomfortable, but they look fucking amazing. That's a wheel to a Maserati. This was like a combination Maserati thing. All that machined aluminum, these flat fuck pads with dual driver. It's got like a little 10 millimeter driver in there. And you can't really use external cables because it's got a real deep socket. But it's got this like cool bass reflex, like it's got like a flat panel and then another driver and then another driver. Sound amazing. Sound aggressively amazing, but they're heavy and they're uncomfortable and you can't change the wires. So I don't take those off the wall because no one's going to spend $120 on something that's not comfortable to wear. I will because it's here. Takstar Pro82s. Most comfortable headphone for headphones that touch your ears. Bass switches. Absolutely still worth sub $100. Can't really think of too many better closebacks. Like the B's, these are like 150, 160. These are all, everything else is over 100, basically over 100. This is just over 100. These are over 100. That's under 100. Under 100 are amazing. Pro 82s. I don't have them here, so I can talk about them. Just get the dust off the top of these. The Cooler Master MH751s and 752s were just basically these without the bass switch and black. And those problems where they were a gaming headset, but you didn't have to use a mic. And if you got the more expensive one, you got the standard cable for it, and it was fucking amazing. And those disappeared, I think those disappeared. I don't think you could buy them. Someone will find out. M&O Bluetooth headphone. This is literally an RBH HP2 that has been modified to have Bluetooth in it, and it's amazing. And I did that other set of Auralix or some other set that's very recent that was way too much money. These are like 130 when I found it, and they're great. They're beryllium driver. They have amazing low end. It's smooth. This was the best sounding Bluetooth headphone before the Final, and it might even be able to fight the Final as far as like low end. If you want more low end than the Final, this is what you'd go with. So these can't. I probably need to charge them up. Anything that's a Bluetooth headphone, I should probably keep like on a charger somehow. These need to come off the wall. Not off the wall to sell them, not off the wall to throw them away. These need to come off the wall and get fucking used. Because these are the Mackie MC450s. And like, you think Mackie, you think, well, I don't have the Mackies are over there. You think, you know, you think speakers. You know, they're okay with studio monitors. These fucking headphones are tremendously good. Because they're neutral and yet still fun. And look at these pads. These are the stock pads. Fenestrated all over, super fucking soft. It's springy, not memory foam, springy, but like a quality spring. I don't understand. I wanted to try the closed back version of them as well, but that's the fucking you, and I can't convince people to buy them because that's another thing. Like I could tell you all sorts of shit. 10 people buy it, and those 10 people like these are quality, and then they stop talking about it. It's only when the shit gets absolutely berserk that people continually repeat, oh, Zeos said this, Zeos said that. ESS 422H. I don't want to keep taking them off the wall. It's going to take too fucking long. But these are a wood back, closed headphone that had severe comfort issues and sounded like shit. And then I put Shure 1540 pads on it from the 1540s, which are up in my office. And all of a sudden, they're amazing. Because it was literally, there's like a dual driver setup with a dynamic and a little piezo one, and it was covering the drivers with the regular pad, and I'm like, this is not right. Put those pads in it, sounds amazing, put little nuggets on top, feels amazing. They're an amazing set of headphones. Single-sided 3.5mm. But again, if I pull these onto the desk and use them in a review, I'm gonna be like, these headphones are great, but buy this pad, buy these nuggets, do all this shit, buy a new wire, but it's too much effort. No one's going to listen to a video where this just happens to be there and then do all that shit. M40Xs, one of my most popular videos. I'll pull these off the wall. Still rocking the original ZMF ovals, cowhides. Like, see how hard these are? That's how they were from factory. And what they do is they don't compress nearly at all. And they're just big, I would say soft, but they're just big pads that let your ear fit inside. Increase the bass, everything gets better with the M40Xs with these pads. And M40Xs were affordable. They were like an $80 headphone. We're going back to that like under $100 headphone thing. So if you had the Takstars or these, you could get these, but you got to spend like $60 on pads. So why wouldn't you just get the Takstars that are as comfortable and have better low end by default? But everyone fucking, I think it was because the M50Xs were so synonymous. Is that the word? I don't know if that's the word. Is that the word? Why don't we have a waifu on? Hold on. We need to fix this. We're not, this doesn't feel like a Z reviews unless there's someone, this will be from another review, but thank you. Why is my mouse moving? Oh, that's actually from a review on this channel. That is when I re-reviewed or did the update video for the social SJY Artisan. That's it. That's a name that I anyway, that wallpaper's in that video on this channel. So yeah, M40Xs, love them to death. Like they're a hallmark video. Any video that's made like 500,000 views, I can't get rid of the headphone. So that's where they live. The Sennheiser wall or collection, HD660s, 58X Jubilees, and my 600s. And they're my 600s because I painted them, so they're my 600s. Adjust that a little bit. So these are on a single block. I use these foam blocks. This is on a single block because the clamp is so great you would destroy the pads if you had them on stretched over it. All these other ones are on 2 blocks. Got the 660s first. They were $500. I think I bought them, and I fucking loved them. And they're the best gaming headset. They were the best. They were like, oh my god, it was so visceral. And then everyone's like, well, they just copied it with the HD58X Jubilee. They got close. But these are like $180, and it was like, it was close enough that I'm like, well, now this, obviously, because they're the same build, And the sound is tuned. If you take a headphone with lesser parts and you still tune it to be almost identical to the 660 and you save $300, how can I in good conscience recommend the 660? It feels like I'm trying to sucker people out of money. So everyone bought the Jubilees, and everyone loves the Jubilees. They even have a little more low end than the 660S. Are the 660S a better headphone? Yes. Are the 660S worth $350 more? And then HD600s happen, and I painted. The only headphones I've ever ripped apart and painted, because I now have too many, and if I had to do them, made them all the same color, that'd be sick. Not sick in a good way, sick in like a sick in the head way. Let's have more coffee. I think you're all gonna join me on coffee. Hold on. Since I don't drink it, it has exceedingly strong effects. 600s were supposed to be the default headphone for everyone in the world. I think I maintain that. I think if you have a collection of headphones more than 4, if you have 4, you're fine. You want to have a 5th headphone in your collection, it should be HD600s. Because you're going to listen to them and go, huh, these aren't that wide, and they're not that bassy, and they're not that... And you're going to fall in love with them. And then you're going to find a tube amp in your future. Any old tube amp, something from X2O. And as soon as you tube those, you'll realize why you love them, because it's like, oh my God, they have the potential. These are good potential headphones. They are great for mixing, mastering, monitoring, enjoyment. They were the first like all-arounder that I could honestly recommend, and it was great. We'll skip the speakers for now. Love you 660s. Do I need to talk about the Meze Elites? They were sent to me by Antonio Meze himself. He signed the card. He's like, happy birthday. Thank you for supporting Meze all these years. Here's a $4,000 headphone, which you know cost them like $1,100. But center stage, just because I had them literally in a pile over there. So most expensive, and I think represent the Zeos sound pretty much to a T. I don't give a flying fuck if your $4,000 headphone can resolve better than other things. I give a fuck if I feel like I'm wearing a $4,000 headphone that makes me smile. By the way, Serial's Space Sloth, and a picture of Chewbacca that Harley sent me. No longer cuddling by my side, forever in my heart. That bothers me, and I want to just correct it, because like forever, like just make it forever with an O, not forever. Come on, we're remembering a cat. Maybe sometimes some love the forever. Okay. You don't need to talk about those anymore. They're amazing. Another expensive headphone that a company sent me and was like, here you go. Fun All Audio. I don't link it, but Fun All Audio was like, here's some Stellias to review. And I linked to Fun All Audio, and then they never talked to me again. Thank you. And I pull them out when I feel like I need to show that I'm using nice headphones to review an amp or DAC. They take like an hour for your brain to get used to what they do. Are they the most exciting thing for $3,000? Hell no. Hell fucking no. Fuck hell no. Fuck. In fact, I put them on. I like a lot of other Focal things that are much cheaper, more than these. But when you get into it and you start actually listening, like the fucking minute little baby, like, okay, these are a little bit better for certain things. And therefore I keep them around. And thank you to Funnel Audio. My flows. My previously Mr. Speaker's Aeon, not Aeon, Mr. Speaker's... Holy fuck, did I forget the denomination of this headphone? One of my favorite headphones. Oh my God. Oh my God, all these headphones, I remembered all these names. I just read the word flow, and it says Mr. Speakers on top, and it's got dust. Oh God, this is, I got the Stealths to review too. What are you? Because you're not the Aeons. Aeons are these. You're just the fucking, wow. The coffee didn't kick in yet. We'll come back to you. Maybe we'll come back to you. Get the Mr. Ether! Ether 1 flows. Thank you. God, fucking brain doing a thing. Anyway, so these are the Ether non-modified to 1.1 flows. And these were my mixing, mastering, and monitoring headphones for forever. And I love them. And then I realized I needed to change the... Oh man, these pads are getting squished. Ungood. These pads are actually AKG pads for Yaxies. And they're fucking taped on there because Mr. Speaker's mounting mechanism is not normal. So I just have some felt tape to tape the pads on there. Let me put them on my head and see if they still... Oh, they're still good. You know, I'd have to, I think, you know what I need to do? I need to 3D print or just get foam to put in here to hold these off. I'll add that to my to-do list. I won't remember. Maybe if I watch this video. Someone in the comments, make sure you scream, Zeos, make pad protectors for the headphones. Because then the blocks could just have like a thing that they, as long as you're not going to crush the drivers, which you won't on these, it'll protect the pads. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, those things were the best things since sliced bread. And then I found the Neumanns, which the Neumanns are not on the wall, they're on the table. I have to go talk about the Neumanns. And those things are much more neutral. And these just became like my big fun thing, but then not like super fun, so I barely take them out anymore. I just respect them and they're part of my history. Headphone Ananda. Hello, Ananda. How are you doing? ZMF pads on these, fenestrated, because I actually sort of fell out of love with them when I was comparing them directly to this version of the Headphone, which are the Edition XS. Also ZMF pads, by the way, because these had more low end, and I'm like, well, maybe low end isn't important, but oh my god, they did almost all the detail and then low end. So I was getting ready to like replace those with those, and then I put the pads on both of them, and I'm like, oh fuck, now I got to keep them both, because these became perfect headphones essentially. Ananda's with the fenestrated Taconi pads became perfect headphones, and those became more comfortable and open and kept the bass, so they're both like improved. Very rarely you can improve a headphone totally in the total lineup with just one pad, but there you go. Those have the we'll get to it. 909s. These are a controversial headphone now in my life because I don't take them out, because they don't work on everything. They're very, 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 they are the diva that goes to a concert, and if you have green M&Ms in her fucking trailer, she throws a hissy fit and doesn't want to perform. And you're like, but just eat the M&Ms. There's just some green M&Ms. And no, I don't want green M&Ms. I make a green M&Ms. So that's these. And I love them for their build. Like that grill is fucking just inspired art. And then the paint, if you know how they do this, is a video. If you look up how they do the Fostex paint, like that's silver leaf under everything. And then they usually do the Fostex and the 900 with platinum leaf. So for Japanese made fucking absurdity, I bought these with money. These weren't like, oh, Fostex sent it to me. They gave me a good price. I paid like $1,100. And I think this is serial number 11. And I'm like, well, I love these forever and ever. But temperamental as a motherfucker. They don't want to sound good on lots of amps. So if you see me pull those out for review, it's because I want to know if that amp could make me happy. More dust and probably spider eggs. Aeon, these are the drop. Aeon Open X. I think have Taconi pads on them. I think they have Taconi pads on them. One of the best examples of the Aeon until the Noirs came out. The Noirs were a loner, so I reviewed them, fell in love with them, and then they disappeared from my life. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I still have the Open X, which are still great. Like, you can't deny it. They're like $600. And just, they do the same flow headband too. God, there's so much dust on like the little cracks of these. Get in there. I've got to pull those out for review more. But these things also, a lot of the problem with drop is that things come and go. They're in stock 2 months out of stock. So if I'm using it in a review of an amp or a fucking portable and I go to link it, I don't want to link anybody that isn't there. It feels wrong to have someone go, oh, I like those headphones. Zeos says he likes them. Let me check them out. Oh, they're not here. But that's just life. You know, that's just the way it's going to always be. This review hasn't even come out live. This review isn't even live yet. Those are the Sendy Apollos. A planar that doesn't sound very, I don't want to say it doesn't sound good. It's a one-trick pony. No, it's more like a three-trick pony. Three-trick pony. It looks fucking amazing. That wood is God. Like God wood. Like that's actually shiny, like curved, notched wood. You could get rid of this. That pad is just the most comfortable pad that has ever been. So looks good, absolute comfort, most soundstage of any headphone on this whole wall and throughout my entire career. You know, take HD800s and throw them in the trash. We also have headphones that are like dropped back there. We could probably like look at those. In fact, I'll move some shit over. Yeah, these belong on the fucking wall. They're not going to be the best headphones you ever heard, but they're going to be the widest headphones you've ever heard. I do that. Put you down on the floor. There you go. Floor is a big table. You know the floor is basically a big table? I just hate using it. Back here in the doldrums, original Fostex T50RPs, stock pads, non-stock headband. This is actually a Understated Montreal leather headband that I got from Understated Montreal, and they do amazing leather work. And I kept an original stock set because obviously, fuck, those are upstairs, aren't they? We're gonna have to go up to my office. I'm gonna have to change the color white balance on this. This is gonna be super fucking dark. But I love this set. I bought it. This is number 129 of the Fostex T60s. And this was like, I was just amazed that the wood was machined to look like the plastic version. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Fostex? No one told you to do that, but you did it, and it's amazing. Balanced automatically. All the cables were like $60 a piece because they were gonna fuck you over. It was terrible. But yeah, no, this headphone, I remember walking around with this headphone. I was proud enough of it to keep the leather headband, which I should probably remove this if it's gonna sit in the back and use it somewhere else. Because that is a thing. Oh, I wouldn't put it on my Argons because the ones the Argons are better. Move those for a second. T20 RPs. Another one of that. Another modified headband. Why is that white? Ugh. Is that mold? I don't know what that is, but that is white. Is that mold? I don't want to smell it too much. Maybe we'll take these out and give that a cleaning. Anyway, nothing else has got any sort of growth on it. I'm in a very dry basement. Where's my hygrometer? We're at 41% humidity down here because I have that big 4,000 square foot thing. Anyway, these open back version, the 20s, changed out to 1840 pads, bass fucking murder monsters. BMMM. Lots of BMs. Coffee. But they need a fuck truck to drive them. Look up fuck truck. Actually, don't look up fuck truck. Some women are fuck trucks. HE4XX. I kept these in the trunk of my car as my like, oh shit, I need a headphone. These are in a Ziploc bag in the trunk of my car. I love the 4XX. I really love the 4XX. I love the old style headband. I just think it's more comfortable. It just look, you pull it open and every part of that's gonna touch your head. Even has the stock pads. Even has the stock wire still attached to it. These things were just, I'll put it on my head. Are there spiders eating my brain? No. These things were just a light, natural sounding headphone. Not quite Sundara's, but getting there. This was pre-Sundara. I think the 4XX were pre-Sundara. Drop you back in the back, the far away land. Oh, speaking about things that need to be leather cleaned. It's got to be something. It's the same on this. These are my Mad Dogs. Oh yeah, we got to clean my Mad Dogs. So the original Mr. Speakers, when Mr. Speakers was just modifying headphones, like Mr. Speakers Mad Dogs were the first commercially available, heavily modified headphone. And they did things with it that I could tell. I could literally listen to the original. Actually, that's a Mark II Fostex, not a Mark III. Those are Mark IIIs. But I could just hear it and go, oh shit. Big pads, different paneling. Then he went to the Alpha Dogs, the Alpha Primes, and then he started making his own headphones and his own drivers and not modifying them. And that's the path I kind of want to see Modhouse go down, but he doesn't charge enough. Mr. Speakers was charging a fuckload for those things, $500-600 a pair. And unfortunately, Ryan at Modhouse is a nice guy, doesn't want to charge everyone $1 million for things. And I'm like, well, you got to charge for your work. There's a reason there's a 12 or 14 week wait for Argons. Of course, they're that good. If you have too many people, it's supply and demand, by the way. People are demanding his headphone. His supply is very low. Prices should go up. He never raises prices. Of course, everyone's like, oh, the headphone's $300. You want to charge $400 for this mod? Oh, that's easy here. No, headphone's $300. I want to charge $300 for the mod. It's a $600 headphone. Maybe I'll wait. He only has a 3-month week wait at that point. And he makes the same amount of money. And he wouldn't be killing himself. These are not X2s. These are Fidelio X1s. And they're brown. I don't know if you could tell that's brown. And I've modified the pads on them, and I forget what the fuck they are. I think it's the Ori pads. Ori pads. And they look better than the X2s. They don't have the wording on the fascia. They have the wording up here. They're smaller. The headband isn't as fucking stupidly tall. This thing is just as comfortable. They couldn't fit larger people's heads. It couldn't pull down far enough. But there's no mold on these. I think it's just the real leather stuff back there is going nuts. Left and right. These things are just an aesthetically pleasing headphone. They were always they were way more aesthetically pleasing than the X2s. And it's just, they fit me, and I'm like, these are replaced immediately with the X2s because no one could fit these on their head, but they fit my head, so fuck it, I'm keeping them, they're beautiful. And I remember they stopped being sold like immediately. As soon as I got it, the X2s came out. Anything else? No, I think we're good. Those other ones need to be adjusted with leather cleaner. All right, here we go. Here's one that I'm definitely not gonna remember the fucking name of, but belongs here. Remember when I said we had a couple clones of the Sennheiser? Well, the first clone I have is here, the B20s. The second clone I have is that one we're getting to, the Acoustic Research, and this one is Emotiva's clone. This is a planar made by Emotiva. That's right, the company that makes, you know, amplifiers and processors and subwoofers and speakers. They made a headphone. And if you're gonna rip off a headphone or buy a knockoff from China and rebrand it yourself, Sennheiser was a great way to start. But they also retuned it, which wasn't gonna please everybody. This thing was, my friend Brandon loves these. He's like, I need these specifically, because he likes clip speakers with big old horns that blast fucking highs right into your eyeballs. And it's like, yeah, and that's what these do. These are the most tuned towards detail retrieval version of the Sennheisers. The pads are relatively small. The headband is relatively plain Jane. It's not the standard crazy fucking headband. So people like that, actually. It's super thick, super fucking thick and soft. Actually came with a really cool black and white like wire, and I like the way they sound. I gave them a full recommendation. They're the only headphone Emotiva's ever made, and I'm not going to knock them for that. And their efforts are not in vain. They did something good. It's just a sound signature that you're not going to sell to everybody. Okay, Audio-Technica 2000X, ATH-AD2000X. The headphones I bought when I moved out of my parents' place. I moved into that apartment in Narberth, and I was like, I got to treat myself. So I went to the AV Exchange on subreddit, which, by the way, I created on Reddit. I created it. I don't really run it anymore. There's a lot of people that are good mods I put in place, and they're keeping it going. But I could shut it down at any time if I felt like it. I'm not going to. I love that place. In fact, I kind of want to work AV Exchange somehow into the modicum of, or the ecosystem of hi-fi guides. Instead of trying to do my own sales thing, that place is already established. It's already got people checking backgrounds. I'd love to get that going. These were $400 when I bought them, used. I made the wires detachable. I fucked up one of the drivers, had to replace both drivers, which cost me like another $170 to replace both drivers. These are Alpha Dog pads, just like on the big Mad Dogs over there, which shouldn't work, because usually when you put big, chunky, hard, like solid pads on something that's a super open back, that doesn't work. Absolutely works in these. It increases bass, focuses the highs, which are still not too high. And as much as everyone hates the double wing flaps, as long as you don't compress them like when they're sitting there, they keep their strength and they can hold it, especially when you have more clamp because of this. These were my best gaming headphones. These were the best, most enjoyable gaming headphone once I got that worked out, because they were very detailed, very, very clean. And then those low end with the pads, I kind of want to bring those up to my desk. I feel like I'm not going to take them out very often for reviews, and my desk has its own little collection going on right now, and I feel like I would game in those. I need to set up a gaming computer. I think my CRT will be my gaming computer. All right, more controversial headphones. GL2000s. My original set with the red and blue that I markered on it, and nuggets, and the pads that are not a D shape. I love these headphones. I fucking love these headphones. I would love to take them out for every review and tell you to buy GL2000s. Unfortunately, I did get another set or two, and while people have said that, have listened to my set and said, these are amazing, my set didn't sound like that. I've had other people say the way I'm describing it, that's the way their set sounds. They fucking love it. We never got to figure out from Gold Planer if there was like a model, like a serial number change where it's like, oh, this serial number, they weren't as good. I think the quality control was just randomizer. They had a fucking randomizer on it. So some people got this and some people got like kind of nasally ones. And I sold a nasally one in last month's yard sale that I had here. I was like, what am I going to do with the second set? Someone gave me like $300 for it. $300 is perfectly fine for a set of these. It's not quite up to the $600 spec, but these fucking things were as good as I said in that video. I didn't push them too hard. I pushed them too lightly. Well, actually, after this video, I started really pulling back on like, I don't want to sound like a shill. I want to shill things that are amazing because I want people to have them. The more people that have good things, the more people that have good things. It's kind of my motto. But I have to be real wary when it's like a $600 unit, and you know I'm being sent it for free, so it doesn't cost me anything. But if you're spending a whole paycheck and a half on it, and you can't eat for 2 weeks because of that, it had better fucking perform the way I'm saying it's performing. So I'm sort of leery now, especially companies like Gold Planer, which will come out with something and I'll fucking love it. But will you love it, or will your set be as good? And that works for Hifiman too. It works for all these brands. The only ones I would like trust to be consistent, like the 8XX, I knew would be consistently that because Germany. But like, and like Mr. Speakers will be consistently that. Hifiman, Gold Planer, it's like, I'll be like, it's really good, but it is. Sundara 2021. I sold my Sundara 2020s. Most natural sounding headphone. Pull it all the time. Recommend it all the time. It's like a default headphone at this point. In fact, it should just be off of here and just like here. Hold it in front of the fucking shelf. Because it's just that good. It's light in bass. It's comfortable. It's well built for a Hifiman product. It is the most natural sounding. Like what was the other one I said sounded natural? One of these MC450. I don't know. One of them was like, okay. But like you put these on and you just know you're listening to a good headphone, and it's only $350, which when I started this channel, $350 would have been like a high-end headphone. But now after all this, $350 is like, all right, $350 is what you should strive to get. If you have a set of Sundaras and you stop watching my channel, I've accomplished enough in this world. You can go away. I will be satisfied by that. These, the last of the Sendy Iva clones, and my favorite of them. Acoustic Research was a brand that used to make speakers and subwoofers back in the day. Like my father used to bring shit home in the 90s, I think. That was Acoustic Research. We had AR subwoofers, we had AR powered monitors. Now they make like yard lanterns. The name has been sold to companies that are not Acoustic Research. They're not actually doing any acoustic research. So when these showed up at a fucking Can Jam, and I put them on my head, and I listened to them for 8 seconds, and I went to take them off my head, and they literally fell apart in my hands. I was like, I need those. Because they sounded fucking... This is the best revision. Look at this. Look at the pad. Look at the giant square pad. And it's not super thick, but it's comfy. And the headband is not shit. Like, it's actually good. They got it to not fall apart. And the leather up here, and it says Acoustic Research. And the styling of it, it's just like... And then the sound was the Iva tuned to be more detailed, not quite Emotiva levels of detail, but more detail, and then it delivered on the low end from just the sheer shape and size of the pads. And I fucking love these. 2.5 millimeter. Like this is all metal. This is metal. This is aluminum. You could see the shine. They sold them for like 3 months and they stopped. Oh, and these were another pair of headphones that people got, and they sounded like shit or they sounded great. I should make this an entire section. I should take the Sundaras out because they're pretty consistent. There's like a section of headphones that is like, well, like I would even put the 909s in that section because some people get 909s and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with these? You're amplifying them wrong. They're temperamental. These aren't temperamental. These just show up from the factory and sometimes they're great. So of course I couldn't push them as hard as I wanted to push them because people would be like, oh, these suck, Zeos. You suck. You're the worst reviewer ever, which they say anyway. Phillips Fidelio X3s. Better looking than the X2s. They didn't cap the leather here. Still upset about that. Certainly comfortable. Certainly stylish. Fucking gigantic. Like we're looking like That is as big at least as the 2000X, and the 2000X are huge, with that same stupid headband thing. So like they stick up, like this is the space above your head when you're wearing them. So they're not stylish. I love the cloth on it. I love this design, like the whole like floating ring thing around it. Dakoni pads, because X2s and these both got different Dakoni pads, and they both improved. Way overpriced. The original X2s HRs were selling at like $140 to $180. These come out like $320, and they're not better by that much. They're better. They have more detail and everything, but they're not that much better. They're not like when these dropped to $200. I posted that affiliate link everywhere because everyone should have bought these for $200. And they were dual entryway instead of one entryway, which kind of ruined it a little bit. Then one of the magic things about the X2, it was single-sided 3.5mm, which meant you can get the V-Moda Boom Pro, which I don't recommend it nearly enough. I don't even know if you can get them on Amazon anymore. If you get the V-Moda Boom Pro on one side and you have a gaming headset, boom, you're done, happy go. These were dual entry, which meant you could run them balanced. And while they're still as comfortable, like this build quality is just like, I don't know, man. There's a seam right here where the leather is like glued, and this, I don't know. It's worth keeping just to reference it in one of these videos. But it's like, unless that price is permanently down under 220, I'll give it 220 as the maximum I pay for those, for the sound. And then I would recommend getting the Dakoni pads. So now that I've gone across and down, let's do the headphones that are here, and then I'll talk about the Neumanns. We've got the Harmonic Dyne Zeus. I'll put you back up here. Cindy Apollos. We've got the Harmonic Dyne Zeus. How did this all get fucky? I've got new lighting, so it's got to have like, these have to pop out a little bit. Harmonic Dyne Zeus, one of my favorite headphones of all time, period, end of statement. Amazing pads by default, amazing comfort by default, looks great by default. Low end for days. No one who gets the Zeus hate them. Even DMS and I like the Zeus together, which is fucking odd. It's like a concert hall in your head, go buy them. Also $350. These are the opposite of the, these are my opposing, actually hold on a second. I need to grab one of those ball chair things. Since this is the second channel, I can just take a moment out to go grab a ball chair. Maybe I'll link the ball chair if I watch this whole video. I'll link no headphones, just the ball chair. Because doing the Slav squat to talk about headphones is not in my fucking to-do list on today's calendar. So, spiders on my balls. All right, so, fucking yes. These are the exact opposite of the Hifiman Sundara. They're both open back. This is a dynamic. That is a planar. That is natural. No. That is a planar, right? That is a planar. That is the most natural open and light bass. This is open, wide, with dynamic bass. So if you had the Sundaras and the Zeus, you would be complete. You'd have a perfect set. All you'd need is something in the middle that's very neutral. Because that's light, and that's heavy, and you need neutral. You get HD600s and be done with it. So fucking love those. These are the SJY Artesian, which this is the newest set, it's the newest headphone that's come to my house. Finalized everything. Finalized tuning, finalized build. He's got the 3D printed blocks here. Amazing headphone. Still like 7 ohms. Might blow up an amplifier to plug it in. I don't know. Feels kind of sexy. Might delete later. Really good headphone. I don't know where it fits in like my favorites. I haven't used it enough. I gave it a listen. I know what he's improved over the last thing. Will I pull it out for reviews randomly? Only if I know I'm not going to blow something up. Edition XS. The cheapest of the big egg-shaped planars that Hifiman makes, using their cheapest headband, which is like this big chunky boy like the Devo has. Removable wire. Oh my god, dust. Not mold, dust. Only the things that were moldy was the leather. I don't know what that is. Fucking yeah, you can't go wrong with any of these shaped things. Edition X, Edition XS, all in the HE1000s. I love them all. I don't think there's ever been one. The only one that I was like really picky on was the Aria, because my set didn't blow my mind, and it was so much more money than everything else in this. And like that's why I have both the Anandas and this. So maybe there's a new I think someone said there's a new Aria that is so much better than the old Aria that you can like actually hear a difference. So I look forward to trying that. I know Susvara I haven't reviewed yet. And Susvara is like a $6,000 headphone. And if Susvara if it does one half of what Susvara does, it'll be the best headphone I've got. These are Klipsch headphones. Klipsch speakers. Klipsch headphone. The HP3s. I got into that game so late. And it saddens me because I remember seeing them at a Can Jam and going, God, those are fucking pretty. But they're Klipsch, so I don't give a shit about them because Klipsch is going to make a good headphone. And it didn't matter. It did. I should have bit my tongue going, I'm a big enough YouTuber to contact Klipsch and get some of these fucking things. And it showed up in the wooden box with the glass fascia. And they look so fucking good with the brass fucking like lockdown lugs and all the knurling. And I had to add the pads, which I could actually add brown ones now instead of black if I really felt like it. And these didn't appeal to audiophiles because they're not the audiophile sound. They're not the $1,100 to $1,400 they were sound for audiophiles. They were fun. They had low end. They had big wide highs. They sounded like Klipsch speakers. And if you're not into Klipsch speakers, you shouldn't be into the HP3s. But I'm into Klipsch speakers. Fuck. Both my sunroom has Fortes and my theater behind me has Heresies. So obviously the Klipsch sound is part of my I like that. So yeah, these headphones just are the sexiest beasts with the fucking very, very accurate, I'm at 3, no, I'm at 3.25 height. If it doesn't click either. It's just to print that on there for fucking fun. I love these headphones. They eventually went on Adorama for like $600. And when I posted that to my patronage chat, everyone got them. Everyone on earth just bought a set. Well, everyone in my patronage chat. Hemps. Grado Hemps. With the new Deconi pads for the Grado series. These are the big open ones. They're probably the only ones they should be selling that do like 100% of their job. My fucking God. Still have the attached wire, which is why it's like tucked back here, because fucking changing it out to unglue the drivers. The first Grado, besides the GW100s, which is an upstairs set of headphones, that actually made me believe in the Grado sound. And the fucking weird thing is, it's a meme. It's hemp. There's a little picture of a marijuana leaf on it. It was sold for $420, YOLO swag. And it came with the most hilariously small pads on it that were just like covers for the driver. Like they weren't even pads for human wearing. But then whoever made these needs to make more things from Grado and then remove the fucking wires instead of wrapping them in goddamn plastic mesh, you fucks. I love them, by the way. ZMF Aeolus. That is my special set of ZMF Aeolus. And you know what? I don't know where they fit in my heart because they're not exceedingly fun and they're not exceedingly detailed. They're a bit aggressive. They're super comfortable. I think I'm proud to own them, but I don't know if I'd ever pull them out for pleasure listening. I don't know. It's weird because I gave these a hell of a lot of praise back in the day. And I think my niches have been filled. Don't take that out of context. By every other headphone has something it does a little better than this does. But this is a unique enough flavor that if I close my eyes and you put headphones on me after headphone, I'd probably be able to tell you, oh, these are Aeolus. These do something. They boost the mid-range. They push it just hard enough. They're aggressive, but never too aggressive. But then again, they don't stand out. I look at them, and every time I go to do a review of an amp or something, I'm like, am I going to use Aeolus for this? Oh, something else. And I always go for something else. Very strange. Love ZMF though. Certainly the Verite Close should be on my wall, but I don't have those. These are the original Argons. These are the Mark III Argons with the big, I think these are ZMF pads, oval pads. And actually, this is leather strap. This might be his original leather strap. I don't take out the Argons because I have the T60 Argons. And the Argons are big, wide, fun. Good. Argons are big, wide, fun, and they were the first headphone that I got from Modhouse, and I fucking love them to death. And they're super soundstage, and they're super low end, and that's the exact opposite of what the original T50s came with. So I'm like, well, these are great. You're doing a great job. You're doing, at least, he was doing better in his first revision than Mr. Speakers did on the Mad Dogs. The Mad Dogs sounded dark, and like they just didn't have anything going after I heard these. The Mad Dogs now have mold on them for that reason. Then again, now we'll have to go upstairs and talk about the T60s, because those up in my office are, now with the new pads, are just fucking god. Like literally, from like from myth and legend. The new T60 pads, the new Element, whatever pads are. So these are like the first revision. Absolutely, he's probably changed the tuning 3 times since I got these. But I can never get rid of them because they're fucking the original Argons. Here's a set of headphones. It's been over an hour. I've been recording for over an hour because I muted my phone an hour ago. So I guess we know we haven't even gotten to speakers yet, or changed spaces. Welcome to the movie. These are the 8XX. When Drop was like, "Hey, we want to send you a couple of our prototypes, and you pick out which one you like." And like, I had to call the head of Drop and have a nice talk with him. Like, hey, this and hey, that, and all this factory and all. I did talk for like 40 minutes about the headphone and about where they're coming from. And I ended up picking the headphone that sounded. They made a version of the 8XX that sounded less like an 800 than any. Like, it just didn't sound like it at all. But it was lacking in all highs. It was wider and softer, and it was like, this is not what people who are going to buy this want. I know you want to stand out, but people are still going to want it to have, 800 certain things. I'm not a particular fan of the HD800 or the 800S for that matter. I've heard the modded ones, the fuck's that mod called? SBR mod, I think. SDR mod? SDR mod. Super dynamic. Yeah, whatever. I've heard those, and they're better than the originals. Certainly, everything's better than the original 800s. Those things were fucking nightmares. Then the 800S came out, and then the SDR mods for the originals were slightly better than the 800S, and you couldn't change pads in them because then it would fuck it up because it's the Sennheiser. Then these came out with the tuning that made them just smoother. And then I personally, Deconi was like, hey, we're going to send you some 800 pads. And I'm like, the 800X? They didn't even know the 8XX was coming out. So I'm like, send me the pads as quickly as you can. Put these fenestrated ones on there. That's the final sound. Also change the wire to something else because fuck the original Sennheiser wire. The 8XX with fenestrated Deconi pads is the fucking... It should have been the 8XX. I tried to do it. You don't understand. I was emailing Deconi and Drop and be like, look, I've done this. This is the way it should... Sell it like this. Add $50 and then sell it with the pads, and they couldn't get it done because you'd have to actually physically get the pads in the box or have 2 shipments, and it was too late in the game. So all I could do is beg people who get the 8XX, do not get them and then rip all the mods out and say, oh, I have 800S now. No, don't do that. Keep the mod, get the pads, finalize it. This is the finalized sound that it should have always had. So on to these. These are the Ovidius TX901 combat armor. And the review hasn't come out live yet. It's the same. I got it at the same time as the Sendy Apollos. And just like the Sendy Apollos that have like that one-trick pony thing that they do, these have the most gaming murder fuck your face I've ever heard in a headphone, period, end of statement. These are the HD660s, which were great for gaming because of that aggression. Only they're only great for gaming. Like, I don't actually like listening to music on them. They're low end. They're planar. Their low end is so... I don't want to say exaggerated. It's like a tight abusive. It's abusive. Like, you listen to bassy music on these and it's like, oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God, the treble is good too. They don't sound good for music. But I put on the video game Track. They didn't even play games with them yet. I'm gonna take them off here and go upstairs and play games with them. And I've never shook like when someone like drops a book on a table behind you on purpose to like make you jump. Imagine that from a sound of an explosion in an audio track. Like, these actually fucking scared me. And scary headphones, well, that's what you saw a gaming headphone. Gaming headphones should literally make you afraid of things that are going to come and kill you, and things you're doing, and that's them. That's what those are for, and they're $500 fucking planars that do that. So no one's gonna buy them, even when I do the game fidelity video and talk about those and the Apollos, because the Apollos are like big, fun planar. Holy shit, I'm in this giant space, and these are like, well, I'm still in a space. I can kind of hear just screaming. Like if those were in a VR headset, if you could wear those in a VR headset, you just shit your pants. I'm fresh on those, you could tell. So now, the last two that are here. Harmonic Dime Poseidon, which is Zeus's cousin, that is more neutral, less like bass fun, more neutral, probably closer in relation, by the way, that's serial number 4, to the HD600 than any other headphone on this wall. Even no, HD600, Poseidon, HD600, because they both react the same way when you tube them as well. They get more fun, and they're way more comfortable than the 600. Well, I can't knock the comfort of the 600. I never hated the comfort. It's a really weird clamp you got to get used to. But fuck yeah, Poseidons. And then those just made it back down the basement to be pulled out for reviews. Those are the Sennheiser 280 Pros. So the 280 Pros are the $100 closeback that are extremely neutral. For $100, you want a good headphone for mixing, mastering, even musical enjoyment, if you like neutral things. HD280 Pros. The pads are made of a shitty material, but when you tube that, holy fuck, it has even more change than like HD600s. That's like the tube amp assessment headphone are the HD280 Pros. Only headphone I think is left that isn't. Oh fuck, I got some over here. Okay, 2 headphones. Neumann NDH20. $500 a set. I think I bought 2 of them. One for $500, one for $400. So $900 in these headphones. These have terrible pads. They're absolutely uncomfortable and stiff. And if you don't warm them up, like you have to get like heat on them. I actually put them on amps to warm them up, or they hurt to wear. They are beautifully made. They're a Sennheiser rebrand of like an HD6. But Neumann is a microphone company that's, well, they're the best microphone company as far as I'm concerned. And you put these on with the right outputting wire, which is fucking strange, and you don't hear fucking jack shit due to the pads, and then they're the most trustworthy mixing, mastering, $500 neutral. They make the 280 Pros sound like they're wonk, and they're not wonk. But I do all my sound demos, and I have another setup in my office. So these are the ones I plug into my Tascam or a Zoom recorder. My bad, I haven't used Tascam in a while. My Zoom recorder, and I use these to monitor when I'm doing sound demos, and then when I go up and edit, I have another setup there, and I use those to edit, or I use the IFIs to edit. Not the IFIs, iLouds. So the most workinest headphone in my collection is over here. These are the ones covered in mold. We've got to here's 2 headphones. All right, so I actually have to promote these because Drop was like, hey, in fact, this video might come out, and I have a special coupon code for these headphones. These are the R7DX, the Romero 7 Delta X-Ray headphones, and they're Hifimans, and they're a weird ovally pad. And this is serial number 9, by the way. And they're closed back, and they're cheap. Now they're going to be even cheaper with this coupon code for Zeos to send out only to his fans. And these sound like, and no one believes me, but they're the same fucking company. These are Sundaras, but closed back, and a third of the price. Less than a third of the price. They're bass-light. You think of a big closed back headphone that's planar. Oh, I'm sorry, dynamic. They're a dynamic closed back that's light and bass, but the highs and they don't sound closed back. These are one of the only closed back headphones that you have that I look at it and go, oh, I wear those, and it doesn't sound like a closed back. Like, put it on my head. Even less wearing them, like, I could tell the sound isn't there, but I don't have that hollow, like if you cover your ears with your hands, there's like that hollow seashell sound, it doesn't happen in these. It's like a dissipating sound as it bounces in and out of your ears. So these are one of the most natural sounding closed backs, And they obviously weren't a big seller, and that's why Drop's like, hey, I have 700 of these. Do you want to try to sell them at a coupon code? And I'm like, fuck yeah. You know why? Because I love these goddamn things. I even like the weird blue. In fact, I might even try to put some anime girl stickers on the side of it. Or like fill in this line or just draw a penis on it. I don't know. Do something. And it's the same headband that I like. I like this headband. I like it because it's the same as the 4XX. Here, this is how much of that headband touches my head while I'm wearing them. That's super fucking comfy. Pulled the hair out of my head. I need those. So yeah, if you're interested in a closed-back headphone for $100, this will definitely be linked in the comments. And I'll have to timestamp. How much fucking hair did I pull out? I have nice long hair, luxurious hair. Yeah, even with the stock pads, I wonder if I could. Oh, this is it. These. I don't know. Oh, these are the ones that pop out. No, I'm not pulling the pads off. Fuck that. But yeah, no. These and the other set. Again, I pulled. Where do these even go? I think these were sitting in the pile over there. And then finally, and this is legit. Finally, for down here, my favorite headphone. This is my favorite headphone of all time. If I had to get rid of all these headphones, it'd be just this one. It's $2,000, but it's not the Elite. It's not the Meze Elite. It's the Meze Lyric, and it's an understated closeback with big enough pads, and it's that crazy planar they have in there, and it's fucking comfy, and it has the most smooth. It's like listening to a headphone through 3 layers of velvet sheets, but yet you get all the detail, and the bass is fucking great. Everything about these is great. It's you know how things like usually an average, like nothing is the greatest. These do pretty much almost everything great. They don't even have like insanely large sound stage, which I usually love, but they're closed back and still have enough sound stage to impress me. So yeah, I fucking love these headphones, and they're comfy as shit, and they're good looking, and you get hold them in your hand. Look, you hold them in your hand. 3.5 millimeters. I get to use any wires I want. 3.5 millimeter ports are fucking great. They're understated as shit, and they're comfy, and they're one of those headphones that I wouldn't. If someone came here and said, "Let me hear some of your best headphones," I wouldn't put these on them, ever. These are cheating. These make everything sound too good. And they'd be like, oh, I like these. How much are these? And then I have to tell them they're $2,000, and they're going to be like, oh. Doing like a nice little curve here. We're throwing the curve off. There we go. Spread. Get that spread. See, I'm just still wearing them because they're just so fucking, like I go shopping in these. I've gone shopping in these. It's amazing. If I wasn't putting the Elite, these have given me a reason to put the Elites in like this position, because I probably won't be pulling them off very often. Because even I said in the review of the Elites, they don't really benefit from different amps. One of the only reasons I pull a headphone off the wall to test with it, like that's why the DT880 600 ohms come off the wall 50 times before I take these off the wall once, because those are hard to drive. Some of these headphones are like the Sundaras are just popular and cheap enough so everyone could afford, but those sound great on everything. So they basically serve their purpose. These sound great on everything. So these have basically served their purpose. I probably won't pull these out for a review or to listen to during a review for a while. Let's just eyeballing the rest of the house. I think that's everything down here. We should go upstairs. I'll have some more coffee. I'll fix the color calibration on this display, and I'll just do my office real quick, so hold on. Okay, before I go through the office, which, by the way, the light in here, because this is sunlight, actually works really well. I've got a couple remnants from when I used to have my gallery here be the headphone area. I just want to point at some of them, because some of these are the headphones that didn't even make it to the basement after I moved. So we've got things like these Marleys, these House of Marleys, which are like amazing build, and the folding mechanism and the clicking and the sliding, but sound like ass. And I fucking love the way they are, but they're ass. Hifiman Edition S, which are Hifiman Edition S, and they were an open back / closed back, like portable, and I changed the wire to have a microphone. I used to use these for phone calls before like the KPH40s were a thing, or 30s. Really interesting shape, and I like them. Oh, there's a stink bug on there. You dead? There's a dead stink bug on the NVX. NVX, I forget the model numbers. Look at the cat hair. Chewbacca is still here, baby. I still feel your presence. It's a dead stink bug on this one. NVXs were Brainwaves, HM5s. I should still have my HM5 Brainwaves somewhere. I don't know where they are. What the fuck is this? Phillips Fidelios, something like little white ones I bought, never reviewed. Here's the Cals. Never sold them. The Creative of Our Lives. Absolutely piece of shit build. Amazing sound quality. Here's another Bluetooth headphone I could probably sell in a yard sale. These are the Plantronics. What was your model number? PLT. I forget what. I guess I'm going to make this video into 2 parts, by the way. It'll be all the headphones in Zeos' house, and then all the speakers in Zeos' house. Some markings on that. But yeah, these are a Bluetooth headphone. Like, I should really get these out because the battery's just going to go flat and it's never going to come back. These were super comfy and had a decent sound dampening. Or we've got stacks under here. These are my 207 Ultras, which my other set of stacks is on my home theater seats. I got to go talk about those. Those are back down the basement. These little costs. What the fuck costs are you? The cleaning ladies do not clean that. These are little, like, these broke. These keep breaking. These are the costs close back that sound really good, but they keep breaking. Like, every time I look at them, they're broken. So let's gently put those down. Takstar High 2050s. These are some old school, trying to be Beyerdynamics, but not. Jesus, Chewbacca must have walked past these 100 million times. Everyone want to clone? I'll leave the hair in it, put these in the yard sale. So there's 2, put them on the higher shelf. The original Grado hemp thing. Are these what I think they are? Are you what I think you are? No, you're an extra set of ZMF fucking Aeolus. Just an extra set. That's a yard sale item. Hold on. Because I got those other ones that were special wood, and I kept the original set that Zach gave me, and I'm like, those are special. Nope, yard sale. I need the money. Driveway's got to be done. Who wants to buy Aeolus? I'll sign them. I'll fucking sign them. I just found like an extra $100. Porta-Pros with Yaxi pads. Porta-Pros in gold. Porta-Pros in cream. Those are 3 different types of Porta-Pros. Here are the HM5s. These headphones matter more than almost any headphone in this fucking house because these were the first pair of headphones I got when I moved. Like, this is what made me become a headphone reviewer. These were $130. I spent $130 on a headphone. I never thought I'd spend that much on a fucking headphone. And my friend Sushi had a set and he let me listen to them. And I realized that my 280 Pros I've had for 9 years were not the be-all end-all of headphones. I thought they were the best. I got them for $80. I spent $80 of my own money on a headphone. It has to be the best. These were better. Bought them immediately, started reviewing headphones. That's the story. That's the story. 668Bs. I had the 669s downstairs. 668Bs with the, I forget what pads these were. These came from another headphone or something, and I had to stretch them over there. And these are like, these were the Soundstage Kings. In fact, I should probably whip these fucking things out when I talk about the Apollo, but I already did that review. Yeah, these things were just shitty, crappy, like this is how you, like, you bent this like thing and it held onto your head and had the coolest wire though, because it was just an extension that if you like yanked it, it would just unplug the extension. Got a little 1-inch thing. We're going back old school. This is some old school. That's why these are in the gallery. Those are too good to be in the basement. Gallery for those. Down here, Serial sent me these, I think. No, wait. K240 Studios. These might have been the ones Serial sent with the Space Sloth. So yeah, these were a headphone gifted to me. The first headphone that was like, here, take these. I don't need them. So not a bad headphone. Not the greatest, but not a bad headphone. Real hard to drive, I think. And back in the day, I didn't have amps. Like, I had like 1 amp. I had like a shit Magni that I was borrowing. Takstar Pro82s. I did the review of these wearing leather gloves, and it made me look like a tool, but looking like a tool is kind of what Zeos does for a living. Don't know where the pads are. They sucked. Changed the pads. They never sounded really that good, but I liked... Takstar was still like a favorite brand. Like, Takstar did these, and then Takstar did those, and Takstar did the Pro82s. And that was when Takstar sort of switched over to being like just something to like, this is an actually good headphone. Another Koss, I think these are the Pro 100s. Absolutely terribly uncomfortable. Decently built shit pads, attached wire. Insane bass monsters. Monoprice fucking monitoring, studio monitor at like $15 headphones. And you know what? Pretty good for a $15 headphone. I don't want them though. Keep them over here. Here's a pig. What you do is you buy this. Oh, this is Representative Pasta's Arcam amp that she sold in the yard sale at the time. You keep this under your pillow, and while you're making sweet, sweet love to your woman, you're just like, oh, baby, I'm about to. And if she stays with you after that, you marry that girl. I haven't done that, but now that I've filmed it, I probably can't. Last two headphones in the gallery. By the way, what are my fucking dead cats here? These are the same headphone. I still want to recommend them, but they're not available because they're Tautronics, and Tautronics was kicked off of Amazon for whatever they kicked everything off of Amazon for. These are the SoundSurge 46, and I have 3 or 4 pairs of them. I think they sent me all of them. Maybe I bought one like super on sale. Beautifully built. Like this is the same sliding mechanism that the goddamn, only with notches, that the B&Os had that I was praising. It's the exact same like one-sided thing, and it never feels like it's gonna break. Like, how did you do this, Tautronics? And the pads are like big, soft motherfuckers, and they're comfy, and it's a noise-canceling Bluetooth headphone that you can just turn the noise canceling on with a switch. Still green, still lights up. And it was the best cheap noise canceling you could fucking get. And I would keep 3 sets of these in my car, my Caprice, because my Caprice is loud as fuck. And if we're going on a long trip, if you're in my car and it's gonna be more than 25 minutes and you're like, God, this car is noisy, I'd hand you one of these. You'd put it on your head, you'd click it on, and it would just remove the rumble. You wouldn't remove conversations. The conversation could still go on, but the rumble was gone. So I brought these in because I didn't need to be out in the car for the whole winter. Now the car is up on jack stands because the suspension had a thing that broke, and whatever. That's a whole other story. That's all the headphones here. No headphones here. There's some IEMs and shit. We could do IEMs later. Bedroom doesn't have any. That doesn't have any. It's time to go to the office. Wait, is there anything in that room? No, no. I'm gonna forget one, and I'm gonna come back after this video's over. I'm gonna be like, fuck. NDH20s. Here's my set that I use for plugging in and actually using to do my mixing mastering, unless I use the Sonys, which are behind me. We're getting to that. Anime figures, headphone stand. Grado, these are the Grado GW100s. These are their Bluetooth headphone that I thought was going to be the be-all end-all Grado until the Hemps came out. Obviously needed different pads, but these are like a DSP corrected Grado driver made in China. And I put these are the Grado pad from like Poland or Holland. Yeah, these are nice pads. And they go on, it's super fucking airy and open, and I love these things. Here, by the way, are a loose set of the new pads that Modhouse offers. Built by Deconi, only sold through the Modhouse website. And I have 3 pairs of them now because I need to put them on fucking everything. They make everything amazing. Here is a Grado 1000 pads for, you know what, I've got to go back downstairs. I don't have a set of KPH 30s anywhere. The 40s are behind me, we're getting to those. Here is my Bluetooth headphone. Because here's the thing, I said that the final UX 3000s are the best sounding Bluetooth headphone, period, and they are. The Bose though, with their noise canceling and the Deconi pads, because again, Deconi just happens to make pads that improve almost everything, amazing. And they're in white, and I put Kaguya? Fuck, why don't I remember her name? That season's coming back, I gotta rewatch Kaguya. Big titty happy girl. I love her. She's the best of that whole fucking show. She cries whenever she trains anyone. It's amazing. And I love these headphones because they're very normal headphones, and they're not Apple. That was a thing that I shouldn't have done, and I should have known that that was going to happen. Where the fuck are my... You know what's not in this room? They're in her closet. I can go get them out of Pasta's closet. Anyway, not here. I'll talk about them right now, are the Apple AirPods Max. The blue ones are the Apple AirPods Max. They're in her closet. Pasta borrowed them because she's an Apple fangirl. And I'm like, you got to get those back because those have the best noise canceling. Like the Bose are great, The Apples are like next level noise canceling, and I use them for mowing my lawn, not for listening to music. Just put on the Apple AirPods Max, turn them on, noise canceling happens, drive around my tractor, my diesel tractor, with a brrr. I literally hum songs in my head for 2 hours, and then I'm done. So you cannot beat those for that, and they can get all sweaty. I do have KPH30s, never mind. These, everyone's like, Zeos, what happened to the Drop Pandas? Zeos, you use the Drop Pandas? Zeos, where the fuck are the Drop Pandas? Here are the Drop Pandas. I don't use them nearly enough because I've used them recently, and with all the choice that I have, I am pretty fucking a lot. What's the word? Choked for choice. Oh, you fucking bitch. Oh no, that one. Oh, hold on, I'm having a slight tragedy with Momo from Two Loveru. Put her back here. I think that's where she goes. Yeah, she's not standing on a bass because I hate basses. Anyway, the Pandas are super neutral, super clean. You know, THX amps, very heavy, still very comfortable, but very heavy and clampy. And there's no noise canceling. They want passive noise canceling. So like, you can be good with passive noise canceling for most things, but if I'm doing an actual repetitive like motoring thing, you want active noise canceling. So when would I use these? When would Zeos use them? They're so fucking heavy. God almighty. They're still one of the nicest looking, like best built set of Bluetooth headphones that's ever been on the earth. But they're heavy, and there's better sounding Bluetooth headphones. Keep in mind, they're still up here in my office. I'm still using them. Anyway, moving along, blood pressure monitor. Keep your blood pressure good. Here are the last remaining set of KPH30Is in the house, I think. I think I might have one more set in a box. KPH30i clears using Dakoni's half fenestrated, half felt. Gives a lot more low end. I think I would probably still sound better with just a standard open Dakoni one. But I mean, this is it. This is where things were. It's actually sitting here plugged into. There's my Element 3 with the cowgirl on it, which apparently is on. I need to shut that off. Off. No, off. Okay. Paperwork. Anyway, so these are the last remaining set that I just used because people still own these, obviously. If you don't own KPH30Is, do it. And then think about buying KPH40Is instead. But the KPH30Is, obviously a staple. This desk done. Moving over to the actual Zeos lives here. This is where Zeos lives desk. So these headphones have been up here forever. Sony MDR CD900 STs. And these headphones are the Yaxi pad changed. Obviously, look at those fucking pads. Amazing. With the red and the blue to match the red and the blue. And they're plugged in permanently to my Motu M2 interface there because that's an excellent actual DAC amp interface. You want to look that up. And if I don't feel like swapping over to my Neumanns, these are the next best thing. And they're light and they clamp linear. They weigh nothing. They're an attached wire, but they actually sound like I'm not offended by these, and that's an amazing thing for Sony to pull off. In fact, I did the newer version of this, the MDR 1As or something, and I didn't like them. Oh, they have an attachable wire, but they're heavier and they're not as good. They just weren't as good. The CD900 STs, look at this fucking studio monitor text. These are better. These are pretty much the best Sony headphone that Sony makes, including their Z1Rs and stuff. This is it. If you could live with the attached wire or modify it, you buy it. They weigh nothing. They're so light, and you put those Yaxi pads on with the things, and it's just like, okay, now I've got headphones. Now I turn the Motu speakers down, put the other one up. Yeah, we'll go around and do speakers used in the house in another video. So there you go. So now we move across the desk. We scan. There's all sorts of signal and source devices. Peacocks. Sendy Peacocks. $1,800. DMS fucking hated them. It actually did crack the wood here. My wood did crack. Just like his did, right around the thing. And I don't care. It kind of sucks that it happened. In fact, that I just found it just now and it cracked kind of sucks. I'm going to have to contact them and be like, look, this broke. Fix it. because they look gaudy as shit. They're super fucking comfy. This leather is just God. And they are the light version of what I love in the Meze Elites. They're just the bigger, heavier, more extravagant version. The low end, the way that everything's wrapped in leather. I'm really pissed that that wood cracked there. This was fine. I know it was fine, and now it's not. Grumpy Goose stand, by the way. This headphone really shouldn't be up here, but it has to be up here. This is a Shure 1540. The 1540 pads, I'm always sucking the dick. This is their headphone. This is what they're supposed to be on. I bought this headphone for $400 on sale. It's usually a $500 headphone. I hate this headphone. I hate the way it sounds. Everything on it is boring and terrible, and it's so neutral you want to die. It's like reading a book, only every page is blank. And it's like, what's the story about? I don't know. Just page after page, blank. But they're so light. Again, lightweight is a big thing for me. That's heavy as fuck. This is light. Heavy, light. Love those more, hate these, even though they're light. The carbon fiber in this is real. The build is real. The pads, the fact that it comes with these pads, and these are the pads that are for the 1540 is amazing. MMCX connectors, so I'm actually using a DD Hi-Fi balanced to 4.4 penta. I should actually straighten this out with a heat gun. Like the gap here in the fucking headband, just for lightweight. It's like one of the most beautifully built, simple headphones I've ever experienced. And I love them for that. I just hated the way they sound. So I bought them to try to modify them. I was gonna change the drivers out. I bought a $500 headphone for $400 and I was gonna yank it apart and change the drivers out. I haven't done it yet because the 604, the X2O 604, actually makes them sound good. But yeah, that's why these live up here. Nice Zeos custom stand. These are the GL 1200s. Can I move them over without knocking her? She was an expensive figure for no reason. These are the, what would you call these? Are the ribbon tweeter headphones. And that means they need a speaker amp. There's a converter box. That's why there's a vintage Pioneer up here. I'm not powering any speakers. Its literal job is either the headphone out or you turn it on and it plays through the converter box, and that's what makes these make the sound go boom. In fact, I'm preamping them separately. So these are probably up there as one of my favorite sounding things. Period. Like they do the ribbon tweeter thing that it's like stacks. Like stacks sound like stacks and nothing else sounds like electrostat. But these sound like a fucking ribbon tweeter and nothing else sounds like a ribbon tweeter. Look at the fucking size. Can we get like 4 knuckles loose? You put them on and it's just like, this is a special occasion. And it's another one of those gold planer products. I'm like, is it gonna be the same all over? And I think this one was probably the most consistent. But then again, like 5 people bought them. Because you have to throw a 100 watt per channel speaker amp at it to make them go. So they're not exactly like the everyone should get these and everyone will love them. No. We'll get to these 2 on the desk next, but first, hello and welcome to the new and improved Argon T60RP. So you saw the T60 down in the basement. I knew this was gonna be a long ass video. I fucking knew it, the leather strap that his wife makes out of the deer skin. These are the new T60, these are the new Modhouse pads. I forget the name of them, I'm just gonna call them the Modhouse pads for now. Balance cable from Periapt going into an adapter wire from Double Helix, going into the output of the VMV-A1, which is a speaker amp that's Class A-ish, I'll say Class A-ish. Before the fucking, like literally a week before the Meze Elites showed up, these were the best headphones in the house. In fact, they might still be the best headphones in the house. The lyrics are a complete package put together and I feel amazing using them. But these are the closest fucking second you're gonna find. The pads took them up 15 to 20% of my head. That's fucking wild. From the stock pads that it came with the things. Because, you know, he designed them to fucking work with it. So it's like, oh, that makes perfect sense. I love these headphones. You power them right. You power them with a speaker amp. You give them all the power in the goddamn world. And these are the best headphones. These are the best headphones. These should be no less than $750. Based on sound, maybe even over $1,000. Like these kill ZMF headphones. Almost all of them. All of them. I'm saying that on a video. I'm putting that in. These are fucking amazing. New pads and powering them with Powering them with God's hammer, they're amazing. Last two headphones on the desk. Excuse the fucking mess. I wasn't expecting to film up here. Take that over. These are the Tim Socks, which I actually tried to get those pads on the Tim Socks. These are a $2,000 headphone that are very neutral, to the point where I know most people aren't going to buy them and enjoy them. They're purple, they're metal, they're heavy. The box was perfect. Was the box? The box used to be here. Just look at this. I mean, it's a Chinese headphone. It's a Chinese headphone, and you can't like the way the slides move, and it's just so fucking, there's a build quality to this that you don't find. And then the pads are Velcroed on. So like, you can't get the other pads to stick. So, but these are, the reason they're up here is because they're neutral. And I should actually bring these downstairs and give them another run. Because there's another one of those, Lynn Soul sent it to me. Ain't nobody ever heard of a Tim Sock, TS1024. So I'm like, fuck, I love these. These have to stay upstairs, because if I feel like doing mixing mastering for my sound demos or something, I can use these instead of a closeback. And they just, if you power them right, I think I was powering these with the Class A. I haven't done that with the outputs yet. These are one of those headphones that I know no one's going to buy. They're too expensive. They're not a name brand. No matter how much Zeos sucks their dick, no one's going to buy Tim Socks. If you do, if you're watching this video and you own a set, please tell me if you love them. Tell the audience down below if you love them. I fucking love these. I put them on. They're actually relatively comfortable with these pads. They have a weird pad that's like fatter on the front and back and then thinner here. Oh God, they're so neutral. But they're not like Shure neutral where I hate them. They're neutral to the point where I'm like, wow, I'm literally hearing what this song is supposed to sound like. They just require a speaker ramp to run them. And then finally, the final headphone in this room. It's tucked under everything. And probably the most important headphone in the house. Important. I'm talking about importance here. KPH40s, stock pad, stock wire. Actually, not a stock wire. That one's got a microphone on it. And it's attached, if you look through here, it's attached to my old broken screen cell phone. Because when I need to live stream for 6 hours a day, twice a week on Twitch, check me out, Wednesdays and Sundays, these go on my head. Phone goes in my pocket. Co-host on Discord. I wear this for 5. I wear these 11 to 14 hours a week just for Discord. And that's a waste because they sound really fucking good. Like really good. Like $500 headphone good. Like they belong on my desk here as listening things, devices. I only have one set of these brand new unboxed in the basement left. And I'm like, Koss, you got to send me more. I want to give these, I want to do an Oprah, and I want to give these to everyone in the audience. Because the Teflon coated stainless steel headband and the beautifully articulating things, so much better than the 30s. The 30s didn't articulate. They looked like they should, but they didn't. They're just so comfortable and small and light. And they're like, if you get them with the standard cable, it's like $42. A $500 headphone for $42. They do low end. And they're almost indestructible. I mean, you can even pop the drivers out of here if you really felt like it. And the wires sort of come apart. I had to buy these adapters, which are, oh no! Oh, I just fucking ruined my setup. I just yanked the 3.5mm out of the wire that I was, fuck! All right, well, that sucks dick. Many dicks have just been sucked on video. Anyway, I bought these adapters from Ventian, which are 3.5mm female, 4-pole to, is it 4-pole? No, 3-pole. 3.5 to a 2.5mm, because the wires and the headphones themselves are 2.5mm, and it pops in there. So now you can use any other auxiliary cable. So now I need another auxiliary cable with just a microphone, so I can use that for live streams. That sucks, because I like this one because it was a ribbon. This is a status cable with a little microphone and a button. So now that's officially fucking ruined. I think I've had that cable for like 5 years though, so, and I abused the hell out of it. So yeah, no, these fucking things here, let's hang them up on the thing where they belong, right there. Let me put you back up there. And let's go back down the basement, and I think there's 1 or 2 more headphones there that I may have to point my finger and shake at, so hold on. They're in my house, but I don't own them, or I haven't like reviewed it yet. So here are the new R9s, which are fucking ridiculous. From the 10 seconds I listened to them before I put them on the burn-in rig, though, they're kind of interesting for Hifiman. I don't think anyone's going to buy them for reasons. The color is beautiful. But my God, Hifiman, you got to understand. People are not that desperate for good. I mean, people are that desperate for good sound. I've also got a set of, and I apologize greatly to Mod Mic, Antlion Mod Mic, because they sent me these Ultrasone Pro 581s, because they're now apparently, they've teamed up with Ultrasone. And I'm like, why that company? Any company but that company for gaming? Jesus Christ. I have this Audio-Technica ATH-AVC500s, which are Japanese-made Audio-Technica. They're like Japanese-made or Japanese-sold only. And they're supposed to be like a super bassy headphone, but they're built so fucking weird, and I don't feel like reviewing them. They just sit here. Those are those three. I don't think there's another solid bass Audio-Technica one there. The fuck model number are you? ATH-WS550IS. So yeah, you have that. I do have a couple opaque KPH30s lying around. Here. I've got another one of those open back gaming cost ones. I forget what their model number is. We got those. Another set of Ship 9500s. And then the final thing, these are going in the yard sale. These are the Indian-made Electrostat. I've got the Stelts for review. So these are an actual customer. He's going to get them back, and then Audio 46 is going to honor the return window until I get them back to him. I don't think there's anything here in the speaker space, which I don't know how dark it is, and I apologize. Headphones. Got change. You got any change? No, there's no headphones there. There is headphones here on my theater seats. The very last thing, and it makes all the perfect sense that I move them and talk about them finally. These are my Stax L700s. What are you, Smith and what? S&Ws? I don't give a shit about those. And so over here, no headphone free. Good. We'll see how those work out. Strauss and Wagner, which apparently were Nazis. So I can't wait to bring that up in the review. So here they are on the Fostex stand that came with my TH909s, because it came as a bundle, but this is way better on there. And I have to keep them covered. So I bought this like blender cover for covering your blender in your kitchen in the 1980s. Electrostats, man. Just can't. You can't. They have a sound. And I would love to have them on display here, but this basement grows mold on leather and things, so I usually keep it upstairs. You saw where the other one was in the gallery, covered with one of these, just like the other ones are covered in the gallery, just to keep the dust off the drivers with the attached wire. And again, I can't take these out and compare them to much of anything, because what the fuck? What would I compare them to? You're not even the same fucking breed. So yeah, I'm gonna stop this video. I think we've covered it all. Have we covered it all? The mini rigs are up there. That's not headphones. I can't find one set of headphones that I really liked, which was the Harmonic Dyne. What was before the Zeus? It was the Harmonic Dyne Helios. I had those. Hi, Faye. I had those when I think before I moved, and I don't remember having them after I moved. So those might have been taken or just disappeared. But I'm glad you made it to the end of this video. I think that's all the headphones I have in this house. I'm sure I missed one. I'm glad I remembered the Air Max Pros, the AirPods Max whatevers, because I don't respect those as a headphone, but my God, as a tool to shut off sound and noise canceling, they're amazing. So yeah, that's it. That's it. We've covered our bases in this. The battery died and I kept going. So it's been like, what, hour and 43 minutes? I feel like I've been talking for like an hour and 43 minutes, nonstop with some coffee, which I left my coffee upstairs. So thank you for stopping by. I'll provide literally a generic affiliate links in the description of this video. I might link one or two fun items. As far as wallpapers go, I feel like I deserve to give you at least one wallpaper. If you made it to the end of this, we will burn a wallpaper specifically for this. Which, by the way, having a floating monitor arm just for waifu consumption is amazing. Let's see, go here. Can't really push it back. Let's say, oh, I just shut it off. God damn it. Speakers is going to be hopefully less. Hopefully shorter. Maybe we get that done in under an hour. But I'm gonna have to go in my bedroom. There's a lot more movement. I'm gonna go in my garage. Fuck. All right, let's give you guys a wallpaper. Which the people who like watch this video for 2 seconds. Oh shit! Why is my monitor not coming on? I've already broke one thing on this video. I cannot afford to break another thing on this video. Hit the space bar a few times. Let's unplug you. I will literally... This monitor has been with me since the beginning, and I have to buy the exact same model because I love this NEC. Wow. Don't do this to me. Not today. Not today, Satan! What the fuck is going on? Oh God. Baby. Baby. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And this is not like super tight. So I don't think I like disconnected it. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, that popped out. Okay. Oh God. What the fuck's the difference if this video is 3 minutes longer at this point? Holy shit. Thank God. All right, let's yeah. We'll play music later. I have the thing unplugged, so it's very confused. We have got, all right. This is a big one. It's a long video, and you guys deserve something nice. We can go with a full-size standing video. Standing waifu. We got Android 18. I have how many here? 396 to choose from. Where's an overwhelming one? Where's one that's like overwhelming? I can't pick a too good one though, because I kind of, you know what? We're doing Spike. We're going with the hero of the day, because I feel like I'm never gonna need. There's never gonna be a video good enough to use a Spike standing in an alleyway type thing. So there is your wallpaper. I will link that in the description of this video. You have it. I have it. We all have it. We've been through a lot together just now. Maybe I'll do one of these for my anime figures. Although I'll have to leave the not safe for work ones out, but that's fine. They're not out and about anyway. So enjoy your Spike wallpaper. Let me see, do this. Let me see, go here. You'll watch me upload it. There's a new version of Firefox. Do this. Upload it to Imager, which is where I'm going to link it in the description. I'm going to hit download on that. And then if I move this to used backgrounds, it will now be uploaded from this computer to the NAS, and the NAS will do the thing with Resilio Sync, and everyone will now have that wallpaper in their Resilio Sync hoard. So yeah, and I didn't change it here, so sorry about that. But yeah, no, we're good. I gotta, you know what I will do? I will change it before I do the speaker review, and then the speaker one will have an actual wallpaper for the consistency of it. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. 560s, we started with the 560s. Didn't forget those. That would have been like the one I usually would forget would be over there. But yeah, that's it. We're good? Great. I'm glad I'm still running on that fucking coffee. I'll see you next time. Oh, I guess no one's staying this late, but Patreon subscribers, please support this channel. Even though I just showed you like $30,000 in headphones, please support this channel, because headphones don't buy propane or food or fuel or pay my mortgage, and companies don't seem to grasp that. They give me a free headphone, and if I don't sell in the yard sale, it doesn't actually pay anything. So it's like, thanks. I'm rocking around $4,000 headphones that I could sell and make less, but that I haven't, but that I wouldn't have. I could just sell everything. I could just sell everything. If I ever needed to, the yard sale will be fucking lit. I am going to sell that extra set of Aeolus, though, because I can't believe I fucking, just sitting up there in the fucking case. I can't believe it fucking is. Check out my Patreon, subscribe. Thank you for subscribing to the second channel, by the way, where I could do anything I fucking feel like at any time, and it's great.